time for us to go ahead and begin our lesson for this hour. My name is Carissa, and I'm your teacher for this particular lesson. It's great to have you here, either as a viewer or as a participant. So I'd like to go ahead and welcome everyone. For those of you who have yet to join us, it's time for us to go ahead and begin the lesson. So once you're here in class, we'll go ahead and get started. All right, let's see. I see that Tom is here in class. Tom, how are you
Yeah,
doing tonight?
I'm fine, and you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good, thank you. It's great to have you here in class.
Thank you.
All right, so Tom, please introduce yourself. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name is Tom John. I live in Brazil, São Paulo. I'm 34 years old. I'm assistant analyst, and I will do a job interview maybe next week, and this class is very important for me.
Well, good, very good. I'm happy that this class is hopefully going to meet your needs. I think the discussion will be very good today. At least it will give you some things to think about as you prepare for your job interview.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Now, are you applying for a different job in your same field, or are you changing fields?
No, it's the same field, but in another company.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, good. At least you have lots of experience.
A little.
Okay. All right. Well, good. Well, I look forward to getting into the lesson with you this evening. All right. Very good. Thank you. Oh, well, I was going to welcome Roberto, but I don't see Roberto. Maybe he just lost connection. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, good. Okay, so I do see that we have a few viewers. Okay, for those of you who are viewing, if you do have your Verbaling ticket and you'd like to join us for the lesson, I'd love to have you for the lesson, love to have you participating. So feel free to join us here in the Hangout. All right, very good. Wow. Let's see. Tom John, I just want to tell you a little bit more about myself, and then we'll go ahead and get started. As you can see, my name is Carissa, and I'm originally from the United States. I currently live in Costa Rica, and so I do speak Spanish. I know very little Portuguese, very little.
Really?
Yes. Every now and again, some of my Portuguese students will teach me a few things to say. So yeah, I know just a few things, but yeah.
Very
So,
good.
yeah, so great. So I've been teaching English online for just about 3 years, and it's just really been a pleasure to meet students from all around the world like yourself. So good, so great. So let's see, looks like we have another student that just joined us. Um, can you tell me your name, please? Um,
You mean my name?
yes.
Hello? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. It's wrong connection. But my name is Roman Ouyang, and I'm Chinese.
Okay, so it's Loma.
Roman, Roman.
Roam.
Man.
Loman. Okay, Loman. Okay. All right, good, Loman. Great. Great to have you here in class with us. Thank you for joining us. So you said that you are from China. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Very good. So what else can you tell us about yourself? Tell us a little bit more about
Well,
yourself.
I'm a master student majoring economics in Canada now. So I'm in Toronto now.
Okay. And you said that you're studying to receive a master's degree, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. And what is your field of study?
Economics.
Economics. Okay, very good. So you must be very good with numbers and statistics.
Uh, Actually, yes.
Well, that's good. At least you're in a field that suits your needs. Very good. Very good. Well, good. Well, thank you. Welcome to class, Lilman. Good, good. All right. And our other student that I want to welcome is Kako. Hello, Kako.
Hi, teacher. Nice to see
Hello.
you.
Yes, good to see you again, too. Good.
Yes.
All right. Now, Kako, one thing I don't remember, tell us a little bit more about your job, your profession.
I work in the civil public service
Yeah, that's right.
in an institute of the Brazilian federal government here in the city of Rio de Janeiro, teacher.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, so you're in Rio de Janeiro, and see, Tom John, you said that you're also from Brazil, is that right?
Yeah, yes, I'm from São Paulo.
Ah, from Sao Paulo. Okay,
São
all
Paulo
right.
is the
He is my
biggest.
neighborhood. My neighbor.
Yes,
Yeah.
about 400 kilometers.
Exactly.
Okay.
São
There,
Paulo
Wow.
is the biggest city of the country, and Rio de
Mm-hmm.
Janeiro is the second one, teacher.
and the Rio de Janeiro, there are the best beaches of the country.
Ah, oh, okay. So if I ever take a trip to to Brazil, then I know where to go for the best beaches.
Yeah.
Good, good, excellent. All right, well,
But
let's go ahead.
the shore of the state of São Paulo has very nice beaches too.
Hmm.
There are incredible islands in the littoral of São Paulo too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Here the nature is great in Brazil, teacher.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't know that much
Yes.
about I don't know that much about nature in Brazil. Only what I've seen in movies.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, good, good. Yeah, I was just taking just a minute to grab the lesson. I have some slides that I prepared for you. Okay, so we're going to be talking about job interviews. Okay, so since all of you are professionals or working your way towards being professionals, you likely have gone to job interviews before. About All right, so we should all be able to see the screen now. Very good. All right, so I'd like you to think back to your last job interview or to any job interview that you've gone to. All right, so I'd like you to think about a question that you thought was very easy to answer. Okay, so here's the question. What interview questions are the easiest to answer? What's your opinion?
Nice to meet you. How are you? For introducing.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's a pretty easy one. Okay, so you're not going to break a sweat if they ask you how you're doing. All right, good. Any other questions that you feel are very easy to answer?
Could you introduce yourself briefly?
Mm-hmm. Yes, okay. Questions asking you to introduce yourself. Yes. Any other questions that are easy to answer?
I think if the interviewer asks about her current job, I think it's the easiest.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Yeah, you should be able to talk about what you currently do. Yep, that's very good. Excellent. Are there any other questions that you feel are easy, a piece of cake to answer?
What's your name?
Yes, that's a very easy one. Except if you are very nervous, you might even forget your own name. Hopefully that won't ever happen to anyone, but it's possible, I suppose. Okay, good.
What university do you In what university do you graduate?
Okay.
Graduated?
Okay, good. So let's see. I'm going to type that here in the chat box. What university did
Did you
you
graduate?
graduate from? Very good. Okay. Can everybody see the verbaling chat, or should I type it in the other chat as well?
I can see.
Yes, I can see.
I can see as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. Good. All right. Excellent. Okay. So we're
I
going to move
cannot.
on.
Okay. I can see now.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. All right, good.
Thank you.
Actually, you know what? There's two ways to ask that question. I was going to type it for you again. So, what university did you graduate from? And you could also ask, what university did you attend? University did you attend? Okay. All right. So either of those ways are good ways to find out the university. All right, very good. All right, good. So I see that Sergio joined us. Hello, how are you tonight?
Hi, Chris. Hi, guys. I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, and then let's have Roberto. Hello, Roberto. How are you doing tonight?
Hi, teacher. I'm fine. I had problems with connection.
Yeah, I kind of figured, but I'm happy that you're connected now. All right, very good. All right, so we're going to move on. All right, so in your opinion, here's the next question. In your opinion, what interview questions are the hardest to understand or to answer?
What's your salary proposal?
Yeah, okay. All right.
Let me see.
For me, it's very difficult to answer. It's very difficult to talk about me and answer why he needed to hire me.
Ah, okay. So here's the question. So why should I hire you?
Yeah.
Why should I hire you? So you said you think that's a hard question. Why do you think that's a hard question to answer?
Oh, because you need to to be careful with what you say, because the person can interpret your answer in a bad way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Okay, good. So you have to really be careful how you answer questions like that. All right, good. What other questions do you all think are very hard to answer?
Well, why do you think you are qualified for this job?
Okay, good. So why do you think you are qualified for this job? Okay, now, Loman, why do you think that's a difficult question to answer?
Because as far as I'm concerned, I have to spend a lot of time on thinking how to answer this question. I think I have a lot of hobbies or a lot of habits, so I have to check out or pick some very exact hobbies to meet the requirement.
Okay, all right. So you have to think about an answer that your interviewer wants to hear.
Yes, I think it's very hard to answer these questions immediately, within maybe 5 minutes.
Okay, all right. Yeah, very good. So when you're right there in the interview, if you are not expecting a question, a certain question, then it might be very difficult to answer it right away. Okay, yeah, that's a very good point. Excellent, excellent job. All
Thank
right,
you.
are there any other questions that come to mind? Any other questions?
What your weakness?
All right, good. What are your weaknesses? All right. Now, why do you think that's difficult? Why is that a hard question to answer?
I don't know because I don't have weaknesses.
So you have to think really hard.
Generally, people answer a question like this, speaking about something that is very good for the company, but considering that they work very hard, they are extremely dedicated, they are very something exaggerating inequality.
Yeah, that's true.
My weakness is to be excessively dedicated, like something.
Yeah. So
I think
sometimes they turn it into a positive.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, yeah, very good. And really, people really don't like to talk about their weaknesses, right? Especially if you actually want to get the job, you don't really want to talk very much about your weaknesses because maybe you think, well, if I talk about my weaknesses, then you won't give me the job.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
can I put just something?
Yes, please.
I think this is the challenger for us, you know. You find out the balance, the equilibrium between to be like you just gave an answer that they of the interviewer are expected for, like, oh yeah, I'm a perfectionist, I'm hard to work, something like that, and you show them your real weakness, weakness. So that's I think it's the big challenge. You find out the right answer, the balance.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's true because if you're not able to talk about your weaknesses, maybe an interviewer might think that you are not an honest person.
Yeah.
Yeah, if someone says, "Okay, these are my strengths and these are the." Okay, can everybody hear me okay? Are we all back together?
Yes, I can
Yes.
hear.
Yes.
Okay, very good. All right. Yeah, so if you're not able to talk about your weaknesses, some interviewers might interpret that to mean that you are not honest, right? Okay, very good. Okay, yes. Okay, so we're going to move on. I'm going to share my screen again as soon as I'm able to do that. Just give me a second. I found this great list of 10 questions, and I'm going to share that with you right now. All right, so let's just take a moment to look over this list, and then we're going to talk about it. All right, so let's kind of do just a round robin. All right, so I'm going to start with Loman. Loman, I'd like you to read. Let's see, there's 5 of you. Okay, I'd like you to read the first 2 questions for me. Loman.
Okay. From everything you have learned about this role, me and our company, tell me how you feel you'd make a contribution.
And number 2.
Why should we hire you?
Okay, so someone said that they didn't like that question and they found it very difficult. Very good. All right, and let's see, Tom John, can you read questions 3 and 4?
If you could start your... Oh, sorry. The screen disappeared. Oh, sorry. If you could start your career over again, what would you do differently? When I contact your last supervisor and ask which area of your work needs to most improvement, what will I learn?
Okay, good. All right, let's move on to Sergio. Sergio, can you please read 5 and 6, please?
Yes. 5. Describe the best boss you ever report to. 6. Tell me about what motivates you.
Right, what motivates you? Very good. Roberto, numbers 7 and 8, please.
What frustrates you? Tell me about the toughest negotiation we ever been in.
Very good. And finally, Kako, number 9 and 10, please.
How do you involve your staff when an important company strategy decision needed to be made? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Okay, very good. All right. Now, these questions are very, very interesting because the interviewer is looking for something specific in each of these questions. All right. Now, I would imagine that maybe you think some of these questions are a bit challenging, but if you prepare in advance, then you will have your answer right on the tip of your tongue. All right, so with that in mind, let's practice. All right, so what I'd like you to do, I'd like each of you to choose one question. Okay, and I'd like you to tell us your answer. All right, now so that we don't repeat, okay, I'm just going to ask you to tell me what number that you're going to answer, and then I'll give you a few minutes to think about your answer. Okay? All right, Kako, what question are you going to answer?
10.
Number 10. All right, very good. And Loman, what question are you going to answer?
Well, let me see. Where do you see yourself? I choose second.
Number 7?
2.
Number 2. Okay, very good. Roberto?
Yes, number 7.
Hello?
Which question are you going to answer?
6.
Okay, very good. All right, Tom John.
What frustrates you?
Okay, that's number 7. Very good.
7, sorry.
Okay, and then Sergio.
Number 8. Tell me about the first negotiation.
Number 8. Okay, very good. All right now it is 9:25. Okay, let's see. Let's maybe just take 5 minutes. Okay, so let's think about how you want to answer. You can make a couple of notes. All right, so at 9:30 we're going to come back and we're going to answer the questions. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'm just checking in with everybody. All right, so is everybody just about finished, or can we go? Do we need the last minute and a half?
More 1 minute.
Okay. All right, very good. Well, it's time for us to go ahead and get started. So who would like to volunteer to go first?
May I?
Okay, and that was Sergio?
Yes.
Okay, so you had question number 8. All right, okay, so hold on a second, Sergio. I'm going to ask, let's see, Tom John, are you still with us?
Yeah.
Okay, Tom John, can you please ask Sergio question number 8?
Tell me about the tog, toughest,
Toughest?
the toughest negotiation you've ever been in.
Okay. My toughest negotiation was a couple of years ago. Sorry. When I was in a meeting that I have to prove that the MDM is a mobile device management is a service you can not service, but it's a product that you can use to manage all device in your company, and all directors was already decided for Samsung, and then I was called to trying to revert this condition, this deal. And I felt that I was in the Samsung company, maybe the headquarters. Everybody is trying to convince them to understand, to get, and to accept my offer. Anyway, my solution, BlackBerry. But for the 5 first minutes, I just listened. I waiting they talk and show the details and reasons. Then I start to talk, and I could prove then that each points that my solution was the best choose for them, and yeah, in the end of the meeting, we can win this deal for our company.
Ah, very good. Wow, that does sound like a very tough negotiation.
Yes, it
Very.
was definitely.
I think I was sweating just listening to it. Wow. Okay, good. Excellent job, Sergio. All right, so I typed just a couple of things for you in the chat box. I think overall you expressed yourself very well. You said for the first 5 minutes, I just listened. Okay, so you want to put
Listen.
first 5 minutes. Okay, there you go. And then you said that your idea or your proposal, your suggestion was the best choice. So that word, sometimes choose and choice, sometimes we can get those two mixed up, but this one is choice. Was
Choice.
best
Choice.
choice. Yeah, very good. Okay, thank you. All
Thank you.
right, who's next?
I can be the next.
Okay, good. All right, so you had number 7. All right, so I'm going to ask Loman. Loman, can you please ask Tom John question number 7?
Okay. What frustrates you?
I get frustrated when I can't solve a problem because I'm very persistent and focused on results, and I can't stop until I solve the problem.
Ah, very good. Okay, so I like your answer, Tom John. It was very concise, short and to the point. Good, excellent. All right. The only piece of feedback that I would give you is just the pronunciation of the word focus.
Focus.
Focused.
Focus.
Focused. Yeah, very good. Excellent. All right. Okay, who's next?
Could be me. Number 6.
All right, so that's Roberto. All right, very good. And let's see, Kako, are you still with us?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, great. Kako, can you please ask Roberto number 6, question 6?
Roberto, tell me about what motivates you, please.
The feeling that I'm required to do a difficult task, it motivates me because I feel like special to do this type of work. Period.
Okay. Okay, very good. So a difficult task. Excellent. Okay, so that's definitely something that an employer would want to know. All right, very good. Difficult tasks motivate you. All right, and your language and vocabulary was very good there. Thank you, Roberto.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. All right, let's see. Let's have maybe let's have Loman. Okay, we'll have you go next, and I'm gonna check back in with Sergio. Sergio, are you still with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, Sergio, can you please ask Loman question number 2?
Okay. Laman, why should we hire?
Well, for me, as for this job, I have such working experience, and so I'm very familiar with that job. So therefore, I have confidence in this job that I applied for. Secondly, I have some successful example for doing this job. Just for example, I succeed making a contract with another large company. So I have an example to confirm the employers. Uh, and the thirdly, I'm very hard. I can hard work. So that is my one of my characteristic, and I can react quickly to employers' request. Last but not least, I believe I have ability to finish the task effectively.
Okay, beautiful. Now, something I liked about your answer, Loman, is that you gave us a list of reasons um, why you should be hired. Okay, that was excellent. Okay, you told us about your experience, and then you told us what you can do. All right, now I believe you said, I can hard work. Okay, and so you just want to change one of the words. So you want to say, I can work hard, or you can say, I am a hard worker. Okay, so either one of those two would be just fine. All right. You also mentioned that you can react quickly to an employer's request. Excuse me. That's good. All right. So you mentioned some very key points. Excellent job, Loman. Thank you so much. All right. We have Kako that's going last, and I'm going to ask Tom John. Can you please ask Kako number 10?
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Tom John, it is for me a great opportunity taking part in the high qualified team of the company staff today. I see that we can take the selling results to a new level because our products and processes are highly competitive in this market. So I foresee our market share increasing at the rate of 10 to 15% a year in the next years. Today you have just given me the heading of the division. I am sure you can transform it in a very successful department in 5 years. From being nowadays ahead of the office, I intend to be one of your excellent directors in 5 years. What do you think about?
Okay, very good. Okay, so I could definitely hear, Kako, that you prepared. Your answer was okay. It wasn't that you just thought of it on the spur of the moment. You definitely prepared your answer. Very good. All right, and you answered the question. You talked about where the company could be in 5 years and how you could help it to reach that. Okay, the only thing I would mention here is just make sure that it seems like a small thing, but just watch your pronouns. Okay, I think at one point you said you can transform the department to a successful department in 5 years. Okay, whereas really I believe you wanted to say I can transform it. Okay, but that's the only thing. Otherwise, your grammatical structures were very good. You use very good
Okay.
vocabulary. Okay, good. And I think that's really important if you're talking about what you are going to be able to do for a company in 5 years. Okay. All right,
Okay,
beautiful
teacher.
job,
Thank you.
excellent. All right, so guys, feel free to take note of some of these questions, especially if you have upcoming job interviews. That could be something that you can prepare for, and then once you're in the interview, you'll feel a lot better. All right, I want to show you a quote, and I'd like to get your thoughts on the quote. Okay, so let's come here. There you go. All right, so here is one of the quotes that I have for tonight's lesson, and it's here on the board. Let's see. Sergio, can I have you please read the quote?
Yes, sure. Whenever you are asked if you can do a job, tell them, certainly I can. Then get busy and find out how to do it. Therefore, Roosevelt.
All right, very good. Okay, all right, so Sergio, what does this quote mean to you? How do you understand this quote?
For me, it's something like you have to be prepared. Even if you are not prepared, you have to say, yes, I'm here, I can do that, and then run it and get busy and find out how can you fit in this job or position.
Okay, very good. All right, now I want to get one more thought on it. Okay, Roberto, do you agree with this quote?
Yes. Even if you don't know how to do, you say yes, lie, and how later you discover how to do.
Okay, so that's interesting. That's interesting. So you feel like you're lying if you say that you can do something when
Yeah,
you
you
when
don't
you don't
know,
really
but
have the experience.
yeah.
All right. Okay, so let's see. Loman, do you think is it lying to say that you can do something that you have never done before? Is that lying?
I think that is not a lie because uh, not all people can do everything if they didn't do that. But I have to say if I never do that job, so I never be familiar with that job. So I have to try it first. So don't get puzzled with that. So just try, I think.
Okay, all right. So I guess the point here is that even if you don't have experience with something, it doesn't mean that you can't do it.
Yes,
You just
that doesn't matter, I think.
yeah. You might actually be able to do it. You just have to figure it out.
Yes.
You're not sure if you can.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're not sure if you can. So if you feel better, maybe you disagree with Theodore Roosevelt. Maybe you can say, well, I can sure try.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's right.
Yeah. Okay, very good. So you can definitely say that you can try. All
I
right,
think
very
if, I
Uh-huh.
think if sorry, I think if you want to, if you want, you can do the thing. And interesting thing is that Theodore Roosevelt wrote it a long time ago, and in this time there are no Google. Today with Google you can do everything.
Yeah, you can go to Google How To or Wiki How
Yeah,
To. You can figure
you
it
can
out.
do everything with Google.
There are YouTube videos.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you make a very good point. Yeah.
Google empowered people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They did not have Google back then. All right, very good. All right, guys, I'm going to show you one more quote, and then as time permits, we'll take a look at something else. All right, so here's another quote. Kako, can you please read the quote for us?
Take risks. If you win, you will be happy. If you lose, you will be wise. Author unknown. Unknown.
Okay, so Kako, do you agree with this quote?
Yes, I think it is necessary to take risks in our lives. Life is risked. Um, only, only for being alive, we are taking risks.
Mm-hmm.
But in our professional life, it is necessary also to take risks. Risks are opportunities for our professional and self-development. Um, when we overcome an obstacle, we feel more qualified to go ahead to face other challenges. But even though we are not always a winner. Sometimes it is natural that a risker lose, but a person that take risk that should not see themselves as a loser, but someone in a process of self-development and professional development.
Okay, interesting. All right, Loman, what do you think about the quote?
Well, I partly agree with that quote. Um, for example, that I think that depends on the degree of the danger. Because some risk you can take, but you can't take some another risks, because some risks are very dangerous. If you take that and you fail to pass that, fail to cover that problem, maybe you will lose forever. So you can't have any chance to be wise. So I think that depends.
Okay, so you think it depends upon the risk, the amount of risk that's involved.
The
Yes.
risk, the
Yes.
risk must be calculated.
Yeah, I agree.
Good. So you have to calculate your risk. All right. Yeah, very good. That's true. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful job. All right. Let's go ahead. We're going to go and we're going to take a field trip. Okay, so I'm going to put this slide up here on the board, and I'm going to meet you all at well, I won't meet you. We're just going to go to the same website. Okay? All right, so actually let me copy this, and I'll put it in the chat, and then that way it'll be easier for you to get to. Okay, it's there, and let me put it in the other chat so you can see it. All right, so if you will, please go ahead and go to that website. Okay, and I am going to do the same. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to go to that website. Okay, so is everybody there at the website?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
Okay, so here I found some information on monster.com. And this is an article. Now, we're not going to read this article, but we're going to skim the article. What we're skimming for are questions, specific questions that could be asked if you were going on an interview for an engineering position. Okay? Now, the point in doing this, even if you're not going to go on an engineering interview, the point is that sometimes you're going to be asked basic questions, like the ones that we talked about, questions 1 through 10 that we discussed earlier. And then other times you will have some very job or profession specific questions. All right, so let's go down to the first subheading. All right, it says, what software do you really know? Okay, so if you say that you are a mechanical engineer, then you should be very familiar with the language that you see here. Okay, so let's see. Let's just take a look at that first paragraph there that starts with when Crawford hints. Okay, and let's see. I'm going to ask Roberto. Roberto, could you read that paragraph for me?
Yes. When Crawford Hands questions mechanical engineer candidates about their experience with software packages like SolidWorks, Pro Engineer, and AutoCAD, she's looking for more than surface level working knowledge. I ask, what's the coolest thing you know how to do with the packages, she says.
Okay, now that's an interesting question. Right, so she could ask some specific questions about SolidWorks or Pro Engineer or AutoCAD, But instead, she says, hey, what's the coolest thing you know about the package? If you really like the packages, if you understand the packages, then you're going to be excited about something, some part of it. All right? And that excitement should come through in the interview. That's an interesting question. All right. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, the next subheading. Are you keeping pace technically and technologically? Okay, very good. So now let's take a look at the second paragraph. Okay, all right, and let's see. Let's have Tom John. Can you read that second paragraph for us that starts with the half-life?
Okay. The half-life of knowledge for mechanical engineers is shrinking, says Greg Hutkin, principal engineer for Quality Plus Engineering. So he advises, ask yourself, what are you doing to keep current technology?
Right. Okay, so what are you doing to keep current in technology? All right, now let's suppose that someone asked you that. Okay, so think about your current profession, Tom John. What are you doing to keep current in your profession? What are you doing?
I'm reading forums about the system that I work is every day looking for answers, looking how to solve problems. I'm participating in discussion groups, and I'm every day looking for new things in the system that I work.
Okay, good. Okay, so good. You were prepared. Excellent. So if you're going to a job interview, they may ask you that. Very good. Very
Thank
good.
you.
All right, let's move to the next subheading. Can you solve problems with your hands as well as your head? Okay, very good. And let's see. Let's have Kako. Kako, can you read the second paragraph in that subheading?
Teacher, I am trying to identify the paragraph.
Okay, so look under, can you solve problems with your hands as well as your head? Okay, and then not the first paragraph, but the second one. It starts with, do you tinker on your own car?
It's the before last subtitle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. Can you solve
Thank you.
problems? Can you solve problems with your hands as well as your head?
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to tackle engineering.
I'm sorry, Kako. The next one. Do you tinker on your own car?
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Do you tinker on your own car? Are you handy around the house? You'll probably get interview questions like these as a measure of your practical knowledge, says Dominic Hausmer, Dean of the School of Science and Engineering at Oral Roberts University.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Okay, so these two questions, do you tinker on your own car? Okay, so that means if something breaks down on your car, do you try to fix it yourself? Or if something breaks in your house, do you try to fix it yourself? Okay? The reason they're asking you these questions, according to this part of the article, is that they want to know if you can solve problems, if you can really not only think about how to solve a problem, but you actually try it yourself. Okay, so these questions, they may not even seem related to the job, but actually they really, really are. All right, very good. All right, now the last section, do you truly understand clients, customers, and teamwork? All right. So maybe that's a question that you may not be asked directly, but think about the questions that are on the list, that were on the first list that we talked about. Okay, think about how those are related to how well you understand clients, customers, and teamwork. All right, very good. Well, those are just some tips, some questions that you might be asked on a job interview. Today you were able to practice answering some of those questions, and you also learned why sometimes interviewers will ask you some of these questions. All right, my last question for today, just to kind of wrap it up a little bit, is this one. I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can see it, and then we are out of here. Let's see, there we go. Okay, so my last question is this. If you had a job interview tomorrow in English, would you be confident, nervous, or excited?
Nervous.
Nervous. Of course.
Nervous.
Okay, I think that it's unanimous. Everybody would be nervous. However, if you prepare well, then I think you'll do an excellent job. Okay, so today you answered all of these questions in English and you did a very good job. There were just a few things that I gave you all feedback on, but in general, you did an awesome job on answering the questions. All right, well, that's going to do it for our lesson this evening. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for your participation, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Thanks,
Bye.
Carissa. Thanks, everybody.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Carissa. Bye. Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you. Bye bye, everybody.
You're welcome. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.